For those people out there that want to think of Tesla as an auto company, AJ helps us understand what Tesla energy means in terms of autos, and he's suggesting that the growth in energy, or the amount of energy deployed this quarter, is equivalent to about 99,000 vehicle sales. Right, so if those batteries could have gone into vehicles instead of battery storage, then Tesla could have reported about 543,000 vehicle sales. Now, maybe there wasn't demand for that, but I think it's still helpful to look at, you know, this was a record quarter for Tesla in terms of energy deployed, whether it's in a box that has wheels or a box that's stationary. Right? They're deploying energy across these different devices. Some we drive and some we don't. And as a company, Tesla has never deployed more energy than they did in the second quarter.
Right.
So that may be helpful for some people, just to kind of equate what does this mean in terms of autos, and AJ did a nice job of showing that.
Right.
And he did it on a gross profit basis. You could also do it on a revenue basis, but gross profit is probably the better way to look at it.
Sure.
These are his estimates, by the way. So you know, we'll have to see when the quarterly numbers come out, you know, whether he's right about this, but it's probably pretty close. Okay. And then the other thing he did was he put together his best guess for what the financials would look like for Q2. And he published these before the delivery numbers were known.
Right.
One of the few people that has the guts to do so. And he was estimating deliveries of about 420,000 in the quarter.
And he was pretty much in the middle of the road of what everybody was estimating.
Yeah. So what's interesting, though, is he subsequently has redone those numbers based on the actual delivery numbers. And what I'd like to do here is compare and contrast his numbers before and the numbers after, just to show you what kind of an impact this strong quarter was. In terms of expectations, in terms of what Wall Street analysts, when they look at their models, what changes they will make, just for this one quarter, not to mention a few quarters from now.
Sure.
So he was expecting revenue just over 23 billion for the entire company. Okay, he was expecting operating profit of 1.2 billion. And he was expecting free cash flow of about 530 million. So let's just focus on those three numbers. 23 billion, 1.2 in profit, and 500 million in free cash flow. Here's how the numbers look now with the deliveries of about 444,000. Now we have revenue of 26 billion from 23. We have operating profit up to 1.9 from 1.2. And we have free cash flow of almost 2.2 billion, up from 533 million. Right, so a couple of takeaways here is, look how sensitive the financials are to just a few more deliveries, 20,000 some, right? And how very easily you could get despondent about, oh my gosh, the company's not producing enough free cash flow, to oh wow, this is great, a couple of billion, you know, we don't have to worry anymore. Like, just, you can just see the sentiment change, right? Just from one quarter.
Right.
And again, it's only one quarter. It's the trajectory, it's the longer term that really matters here.
Sure.
But I just sort of wanted to show people how sensitive the income statement is and the cash flow statement is to, you know, one number, and that's the delivery number in one quarter.
And this free cash flow is, even though the capital outlays right now are massive.
Yeah, I don't think his estimates for that change between June 29th and July 2nd.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. The company is spending a lot on future projects, on AI, on factories, etc. Yeah. Now, whether AJ is spot on these numbers, whether the company makes 64 cents in earnings this quarter, to me, that's immaterial. I'm just showing here the difference between his estimates
Sure.
that are 3 days apart.
Yep.
And every single other Wall Street analyst is going to go through the same exercise. They're going to open their spreadsheets, put in the numbers, and they're going to say, wow,
yeah,
things have really changed here.
Yeah, we also see the energy storage number going up from 1.6. Oh, I'm sorry. That's yeah.
He was at 2.1 billion.
Right.
So he's expecting a nice increase, but now he's at 3.3.
Yeah. So another billion, 1.1, 1.2 billion just for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And for those who care about margins, it looks like gross margin may have bottomed in the first quarter. He's projecting gross margins in Q2 of 18.7. And operating margins from, 5.5 to 7.5%.
Yeah, I have a question for AJ. I'm going to put it up on X in a little while. AJ, if you're listening, I wondered how he had accounted for the loan pay downs, because those are pretty substantial in terms of the number of dollars impact on the margins. It could be, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a vehicle. And I'm just wondering if he's accounted for that when he's providing these very large automotive margins up in the 18 range. I'm not saying that we're not going to be there, because I think the cost of batteries has come down, et cetera. But I'm just wondering if he did get that. He's a really careful guy, so I suspect he has. But I'm just curious. Yeah.
And he has a very, very detailed post on X going through all these numbers.
Okay.
With 20 some different charts and stuff. So if you're curious about that, I would urge people to go look at that.
Right.
I'm just sharing a couple of highlights here.
Sure.